Like, seriously, what is truth, man?
It depends on the eye of the beholder and what we're looking for, and a lot of people, you know, like there's different levels of truth. I think, one is obviously like, hey, are you wearing shoes? Someone says no. Well, if you were, that's just a small example, but there's also a higher example of that.
Smells like ass down here.
We'll quit talking. We'll be all right.
Dude, we're making a video, man.
Oh, I thought that. Oh, sorry.
Hey, it's all right. Here, show us the sock puppet segment, dude.
I didn't realize that was a freaking camera.
Dude. Yeah, dude. Like, you're absolutely right, man. Like, truth is, I mean, everything is truth. That, well, okay, not everything is truth, but there's certain levels of truth. Like take the universe for instance. We can say that of a truth, we can prove, or science can prove, that we have that we descended from an ape, or things like that. We have, based on scientific evidence, we can prove that dinosaurs existed.
Exactly.
Based on scientific evidence, we can prove that there was millions of years, in between when the Earth was created and when the first man was seen on the Earth.
Right.
The Bible, on the other hand, it kind of gives the illusion that there was like, what was it, thousands of years, that the Earth is only thousands of years old.
Right.
Well, see, it never says that in the Bible. It never says how old the Earth is. I think that the only scripture we have that pertains to anything like that is it says that man, our species is thousands of years old.
Right.
Which is very consistent with what science gives us. So I think people have this, they have this notion, that science is evil, and I mean, Christians for such a long time, have been like, oh, these guys are talking of evolution, that's blasphemy, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at how, I mean, how does God form a child in the womb? In the book of Jeremiah, 1 verse 5, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
Right.
We know that God didn't actually form Jeremiah with, he didn't come right down, and he didn't have his hands in there, actually forming the child. But, God has...
He created the process in order to form the child, but he knew it before it came into that process.
Exactly, so the process that he sets up, that's how he creates things. He creates a process. And you think about it, if we didn't have those processes, those long natural processes, we wouldn't grow, man.
Exactly.
Our spirits would not grow if we didn't, in the physical universe, have these processes.
I agree.
Our civilization wouldn't grow.
Right.
If I mean, let's just take a look at the dinosaurs. There was millions of years before the dinosaurs, but let's look at what would happen if we didn't have them on the Earth at that time. If we didn't have all those fossils, we wouldn't have had fossil fuels.
Right.
Without fossil fuels, we wouldn't have had the Industrial Revolution. Without the Industrial Revolution, we wouldn't have had computers and all
We wouldn't be where we're at now.
Yeah.
Today, in the present. Well, and I agree 100%. And what if we had dinosaurs now? I mean, but it just kind of like you say, the process has been taking place, or we've been going through. We did need the dinosaurs to exist back then in order to bring us to now. There was some type of set plan, like has been stated, in different type of scriptural readings or whatever, to bring us to this point, stating that there was a predestined some type of plan, not stating that, there's one direct path, but there's numerous things combined as a whole to bring us to certain paths to this point.
Exactly, and it had to be that way, or we wouldn't grow spiritually.
Right.
If I mean, dude, people always like converse about the chicken and the egg type of thing. That's all fine and dandy, but if we just woke up one day and we just were, and we had everything, what would we have to grow from?
Right.
We would gain no experience whatsoever.
Right.
If we as a civilization, would have just all of a sudden had everything as a whole, what would anyone even get out of bed in the morning?
There'd be no point. There'd be no purpose.
Exactly. We have this because of our past, because we can see the work that we had to go through in the past. It gives us the continued drive as a civilization to continue to grow and develop things. Technology, you might say, technological advances are dependent upon the obstacles of the past.
Right.
And those processes.
Which creates the progression of man in
Exactly.
time now, in the present, towards the future, from the past.
Exactly.
It's like we were kind of speaking like before, I mean, if you bring someone from the past, like, say like Ezekiel or like a Plato, someone that's never seen a vehicle, in their life, you want them driving the tour bus. It's not saying that we're better than them. It's just that we've learned from what they've been through, from the history in the past, to bring us to a progressive state of mind to now, in the present of where we are now, to the future and whatever that brings further down the road.
Exactly.
And a few things on the levels of truth. I mean, the science is huge with all of this. I mean, huge. Without it, we really don't progress.
Exactly.
We really don't in any way, shape, or form.
Well, if you think about it, everything is a science.
True.
All science is there. If you look at the stages of philosophy and science, every science started out as a philosophy.
Right.
Well, what people don't understand is the definition of philosophy is finding truth.
Right.
And so once you find out that it's a truth and you have enough evidence to back that, then it becomes a science.
Right.
This couch is a science.
Exactly.
There's science that went into putting this together.
I agree.
Even if it's very basic science.
It still is science.
Yeah. And so,